Carlos Beltran. Okay.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Oh, God. You know what's coming, right, John?
I watched Tate being born in the clubhouse on FaceTime.
They would try to get a flight for you and you wouldn't make it.
DeGrom, Harvey, Bats, they were all in the clubhouse listening to the whole thing.
Please don't take offense to what I'm going to say, but the beginning of your Mets career didn't exactly get off on a roaring start.
Ricky Week, you had to bring that up. Second pitch of my career was a bomb.
All right, this is Jay Horowitz, a special edition of Amazing Conversations with my old friend Jon Niese. John, thank you for doing this with me. Hey, I got a question. October 27th, 1986, I was in the press box celebrating the Mets World Series win over the Red Sox. What were you doing?
I was being bored.
You were being bored.
That's right.
How,
I don't have much memory of that, Jay.
yeah. How long did it take you to realize, that you were born to be a Met, right? That you were born on a very historic day. How long in your life did you realize, what that date meant to a lot of Mets fans?
Well, I didn't realize it until I was drafted by the Mets, and then everybody informed me, and then that's because I wasn't privy to Mets history like I
No,
am now.
I'm just kidding you. I'm just kidding you. So for 9 years, bulwark in the Mets pitching staff, from 2010 to 2015, almost averaged 10 wins a year for really not great Mets teams, John. I mean, and your career ERA with the Mets was below 4, which to me is remarkable. Not many winning seasons, huh?
No, I mean, I worried more of the wins and losses for the team. I really didn't worry about my stats, obviously, but I did, me, Jay. I did the best I could to help the team win, and a lot of things are out of your control. But yeah, I wish as a group we would have played better, but it is what it is. It built us up for 2015, which was
Yeah. Speaking of 2015, John, you go 9-10 that year. And I guess at the end of the year, Terry must have had a conversation with you that you weren't going to be in the postseason rotation. That in the playoff games, you pitch a third of an inning each series, got to strike out, and pitch four games in the World Series. Look at it. How disappointing was that for you? Not to be a starter, which you were most of your career.
Not really. I mean, I wasn't disappointed at all. I mean, I'm a team. I'm a team guy. So, for me, whatever role I needed to be in to help the team win the World Series, I was willing to do. So,
looking back, was it much of an adjustment for you, John, coming out of the bullpen?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, I guess the preparation was the hardest part. But when I was on the mound, it was pitching. I was going out and I was attacking the hitters. But preparing my body for that, role was a little bit different.
John, let me say this. Please don't take offense to what I'm going to say, but the beginning of your Mets career didn't exactly get off on a roaring start. We're in Milwaukee, 2008. I'm getting ready to score the game. And their first batter up, Richie Weeks, home run.
Ricky Weeks.
Ricky Weeks.
You had to bring that up, Jay.
Well, I just
second pitch of my career was a bomb.
There's more positive. What were you thinking on the mound, John, after that happened?
It's like, I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a pop fly, but you know how the balls fly.
Was a small ballpark.
Yeah, you know how the balls fly in Milwaukee. So when it went over, I was like, "Oh boy, here we go."
It's got to get better, right, John?
Yeah, it couldn't get worse from there. I guess it could have got worse.
But it got better your next start because if you remember, you pitched 8 shutout innings against the Braves in your next start.
That was a good lineup. Like, if you go back to that lineup, I've looked at that lineup, and I'm like, oh my gosh, look at these guys I faced. It was crazy.
But to come back from that, it's pretty good though. And
then I had a rough one against the Cubs. I remember, and then they put me in the bullpen after that. But yeah, I mean, that was kind of a whirlwind year. I mean, I had a really good year in the minor leagues. You know, was very confident. Then you get up to the big leagues and everything's changed, and kind of in awe. You know, when you get called up and make your debut, and you know, you're trying to manage the nerves the best you can. You know, each time you go to the ballpark, and you know, but I learned a lot that year. It was a fun experience.
One of the most horrifying things I've seen in my time with the Mets was in one of your starts against the Cardinals in '09. Run to first base, and then you try to stay in the game, and you stood up and you collapsed on the mound.
Yeah.
I'm saying, God forbid, what happened to this poor guy? But what was it? A hamstring? I forget what it was. A
It
hamstring,
was a
John?
hamstring, yeah. So that was another day I'll never forget. So yeah, I was covering first base. It was a double play. I was getting the ball from second base, and I tried to, you know, it was a bang bang play, so I tried to stretched a little bit too far. My foot kind of slipped forward and basically just sat down on my.
And you
on my
sat
butt.
down, and
Yes.
you know,
And
I thought maybe it'd be
it popped my hammy. But the funny thing about that experience was, it didn't hurt right away. I got up, I was walking around. It didn't hurt. It felt more like a stretch. And then obviously Ray came out, Jerry came out, and Dan came out, and they were just like, they asked if I was hurt, and I was like, I don't think so. I don't think I'm hurt. It doesn't hurt right now. I'm walking around on it. It's like, well, throw a warm up pitch. So I threw that warm up pitch, and it felt like somebody shot me.
That wasn't. I thought you had a heart attack,
It just
John.
wasn't good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but moving on, the following year, you pitched probably one of the best games of any Mets pitcher against the Padres. A one hitter, 28 batters.
It was Chris Denorfia. I remember that name too. No, but
this was 2 years before Santana.
Yeah, right. So that was another game where, you know, all the guys were talking to me after the game. The media, they were talking to me after the game, and they're saying, "Yeah, did you know that you were one hit away from a perfect game?" And I had no idea. The only thing I knew, I threw a, you know, complete game shutout, and I had no idea.
No walks, nothing. I mean,
no walks, nothing. I had no idea until after the game, until I was talking to the media.
Now I want to bring up probably one of your favorite subjects, Carlos Beltran.
Oh,
okay.
God. Here we go.
Oh, God. You know what's coming, right, John?
Yeah.
I know I'm going to screw this up, too. How do you pronounce rhinoplasm? How do you know how to pronounce?
Yeah. So I had
tell the people the
terrible
backstory on
deviated
that.
septum. So I broke my nose when I was younger, and it never got fixed. Never. So when it grew out, basically I had a deviated septum, and the way the doctor explained it to me, he said you have two airways, right? And in one of the airways, it looked like he took a door and then swung it this way and just jammed it right through my other side. And I'm like, well, geez, I guess I need to get this fixed. And Carlos paid for it. It was awesome. He offered to pay for it. And
but you said it helped your breathing, all right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. To this day, it was amazing. All my workouts felt better. It was everything.
Did he make the check out to the doctor or to you? I'm just kidding.
Oh, I have no. I forget.
But what did the landmark to your thing was in 13, John? Opening day start. That had to be a pretty big thrill for you, huh?
Oh yeah. It was. Well, I believe the only reason was because Johan was hurt, but
right.
Yeah, but it was still an honor. I loved it. It was. I thought I pitched pretty well, right? Was that?
You did, yeah, you did.
That was against the Padres too, right?
Now let me talk about you. You have 4 kids, you and Leah, right?
Yeah, 4. Keeping me busy.
Yeah, keeping you busy. Filling your own team.
Yeah.
Was Tatum your first child?
No, Grayley. She's 10. Grayley's 10. Tate's 8. And then Shea, he's 3. And then Tully, she was just born. She's 3 months.
I want to speak about Grayley. Were you pitching at home in Shea Stadium, no, at City Field.
So
you tried to get there for the birthday, you didn't make it.
Fit in 2015. I
2015.
watched Tate being born in the clubhouse on FaceTime.
How did you do that again?
On FaceTime. I was in the spa room in the clubhouse.
I didn't remember they were trying to get a flight for you and you wouldn't make
Yeah,
it or something like that.
yeah. DeGrom, Harvey, I think Matz, they were all like in the clubhouse listening to the whole thing. I'll never forget. I turned off the phone and I was heading out, and I walked out into the clubhouse, and those three were just looking at me like that was the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life.
What did you ever tell your daughter that she was born in? You were sort
No,
of birth in the
that
club.
was Tatum. Tatum was born.
Tatum, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Graylee was born. She was born in November, but Tate was born that day that I pitched. No, it was a tough game against the Dodgers. JT hit a bomb off me. I think Puig hit a bomb off me. It wasn't good.
So Shea,
But it was a
right?
good day. It was a good day.
Yeah, great day. That's something he could remember about. You saw the birth in the clubhouse.
Yeah, right.
So other Shea, I hope you named it after Shea Stadium, right?
Yeah, yep, we did.
So David Wright, one of his kids is Shea, middle name.
Yep.
Chipper Jones, Kevin James, Barry Larkin, John Matlack all have kids' names as Shea. How long did you have to get to arrive at that stuff?
It wasn't very. I think we made that decision pretty quick, Leah and I. But yeah, I mean, I guess the reason really wasn't. We didn't have any other reason besides Shea Stadium. That was my first home stadium in the big leagues. So I mean, and I love that place too.
It was a different kind of place. It was my home for 29 years. It was time for a new stadium. But Shea was, when Shea was rocking, it was rocking.
Oh, so loud. It was
yeah,
so loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first win, I'll never forget. I mean, it was real loud. Obviously,
what was that game, John?
Oh wait, my first win, against the Braves.
That's right. Tell me, you're coaching your kids now?
Yeah. Tate coaching his 8U team, and Graylee's busy with dance. She dances every weekend, and obviously Shea's too young to be doing sports right now, but as soon as he gets into it, I'm going to be even more busy.
Did they know you? Did the kids know you played, John? I mean,
yeah, they know. It's so funny because Tate, he's getting to that age where he's starting to collect cards. Like he's collecting baseball cards, football cards, hockey cards. So he has a bunch of my cards in a binder. So proud of it.
Let me see. You got caught up. Let me say this the right way. With an influx of younger guys, with, like you say, DeGrom, Matz, Harvey, Noah. Do you ever feel back that it was? I just felt you never got. Looking over your record, I know you said you don't care about you really never got your due. I mean, you pitched your behind off for a lot of bad teams. I think it was one game under 500, ERA below 4. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully, Met fans remember that. Jon Niese had a pretty good career in pitching for not great teams.
Thanks, Jay. Yeah, I mean, I was one of those young kids too, coming up in a playoff race, and just like Noah was, Harvey, Matz, DeGrom. But I never really craved the spotlight and never really cared. I mean, you know me, Jay. I'm a team guy. Whatever's best for the team is what I usually do. So I was.
And your winning percentage was one game over 500. How did it feel? So you up to 2015, you traded to the Pirates, come back in 16. Unfortunately, you got hurt and you weren't able to do it for the playoff run, right?
Yeah. That was unfortunate. I thought that knee thing was behind me, and then it came back, and it was just, and then I was just never able to recover from that. But in 16 with the Mets, I was out of the bullpen there for a while, and I felt really good when I was back with you guys with the Mets, and it just that the knee flared up again, and it was just an unfortunate thing.
John, you still follow the Mets from? I know you're in Ohio now. Do you still
Yeah,
ever get to
yeah,
Cincinnati or
yep,
anything?
yeah. I always look and see how they're doing, who they're signing. Um, yeah, with the new
Well,
ownership, there's ton of signing, so
yeah, a lot of
it's fun to
excitement.
watch.
You know. Which teammate do you keep in touch with? Any former teammates at all, or any?
Um, not not regularly, but every so often, keep in touch with Dylan. I haven't talked to David. I'm gonna have to text him. I haven't talked to David in a while.
David Wright?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he's got 3 kids.
yeah, yeah. We get
Lives
his
in lives
Christmas
in
present every year.
lives in California.
Yeah.
I can tell you a quick story. He was coaching one of his girls' teams, and the opposite coach, the other coach was a woman, and she goes, "So, young man, you have any involvement in baseball?" And David said, "No, ma'am, I did nothing with baseball." That was David to a T. And if you ever told the lady that he was a 7-time All-Star,
And
hey,
she had no
Dave,
idea.
no. How is
Oh,
it for
that's
you?
so awesome.
Plated back of Reyes and Wright. I'm going to be pretty good for a pitcher, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. Great defense. Great defense.
Yeah.
So no, they
Joe,
were great.
Joe, what do you do? What's your any hobbies or just the kids keep you busy,
Well,
huh?
if you see behind me, I got a hunting preserve. I'm actually down here right now. We're actually getting ready to go to a show in Harrisburg, the Great American Sports Show, and yeah, we're gonna have a booth there. So just trying to promote this hunting preserve, and then I am half ownership in a deer farm, Major League Whitetails. So we breed whitetail deer, and yeah, it's been fun. That's
Yeah.
hunting and the outdoors has been my passion forever, and I
No, I
still
know
do some
forever. Yeah.
baseball stuff. So yeah,
Well, John, listen, I appreciate the time. It's good catching up with you, and good luck with the kids, and maybe got to get you back to New York for a game sometime. To
absolutely. I actually, Leah and I were talking about that. We want to get the kids up to New York and kind of show them around.
Yeah, they're old enough to whatever, just come to a game, see City Field,
Yeah,
come on the field, take some pictures, stand in the dugout, show the
yeah,
kids where your dad played.
yeah. That's right. Yeah, we're
Well,
definitely going to make that trip this summer.
you know my number, John. Call me
Yeah, yep.
anytime, and
I
and
will
and,
keep
and
in touch with you. Bud.
thank you for your time, and stay in touch, huh?
All right, thanks, Jay.